What's up, edge traders? This is Adam Winnick here, and in this video we're going to be talking about price action. What in the world is price action, and how to use price action to your advantage when trading? And towards the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you the most simple price action Forex trading strategy that you could possibly ever learn. So make sure that you stick to the end of the video to see that, because it's going to blow your mind. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end I'm going to show you something that give you a 300% more likelihood of becoming a profitable Forex trader by doing one simple thing. So make sure that you stick to the end. To make your trading easy, lucrative, and fun, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well as turn on post notifications so you don't miss any important videos that'll help make your trading even more effective. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about price action. We're going to talk about what the heck is it, how to use it to your advantage. I'm going to show you some examples of what you might look for as a price action trader. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a price action trading strategy that's really, really simple that I promise you'll get by the end of this video. So with that being said, what in the world is price action? Well, price action is simply the action that price is taking. Bet you're glad that you came to watch this video, right? No, but honestly, price action is simply what's happening with price, okay? What is the action that price is actually taking? And in technical analysis, there's kind of two schools of thoughts. There's thoughts of using indicators and there's thoughts of using price action. Now, the challenge with indicators is that indicators are more likely than not lagging, where they're basically lagging what's actually happening with price. So the advantage to price action trading is the fact that you are getting the most real-time data, the most up-to-date current data of what's actually happening with price in this very moment, not what's happened with price in the past, which is likely what will tell you from a indicator, okay? So generally, when you're trading price action, you are not using a lot of indicators. You're generally looking at things like support and resistance, things like trends, things like trend lines, things like candlesticks, because all of these things have more real-time data of what's actually happening with price now than necessarily what's happened with price in the past as like a lagging indicator. So let me just go ahead and pull this up and I'll just show you an example. If you were trading price action, some of the things that you might actually look for. So one of the things that you might look for when trading price action is you might look for like support and resistance zones. So you can see kind of right here, we had this support or resistance as a support in this scenario, obviously, where we see prices bouncing off. Prices bounced off, prices bounced off, prices bounced off, prices bounced off. So you can see that this is an area that we may want to trade off of because this is the action of price. For example, you can see here that after that support zone, we saw this bullish candle coming up. This is like a bullish engulfing candle that's really coming out. There's a lot of momentum behind it. And again, one thing that price action traders will look for is they'll look for candlestick patterns. So if you're unfamiliar with candlestick patterns, you need a refresher. I put together this candlestick cheat sheet here and I'll leave a description link in the description below. So you can go ahead and click that link right now. It'll take you and you can download this for free. You can put it on your desk and print it out if you want to, but it basically shows you different candlestick patterns and what they actually mean and how to actually trade them. But then in this case, we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to look for a momentum or a big bullish candle coming off of it, which you can see here. So you can enter the trade. It would come in very little drawdown. You put your stop loss below the zone or below this candle here. And as you can see, price just took off really, really nicely. That's beautiful. Okay, so what do we see happening here? Well, price action traders, again, one of the things that they're going to look for is support and resistance zone. They're going to look for trend lines. And by the way, make sure that you stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to show you one simple thing that you can do to become 300% more profitable. And I'm going to show you a simple Forex trading strategy. So make sure that you don't miss that. Okay. Now, with that being said, what do we see here? Price went off, boom. It went into an uptrend. And then what happened? Price consolidated, right? Or price went into a ranging phase. And this always happens. One thing you want to know as a price action trader is that the market always goes between these two phases. It goes from a trending phase to a ranging phase to a trending phase to a ranging phase. And that always happens. Okay. The market is always in a constant change between a trending and a ranging phase. So what happened here? Okay. So we saw that price came up, price kind of pulled back down, which we'd expect in an uptrend. And basically we saw that there was this area of value like right here, or this, support zone right here, which price had bounced off on the before. We can see here, it bounced off here, it bounced off here, it bounced off, and now it's bouncing off again. And we can see that price is struggling to break through this zone. So what do we want to look for? We want to look for some sort of momentum coming off of this zone. That's basically telling us that price is going to continue on up to the upside. So you can see that this candle came in and price is likely to continue on up to the upside. Or if you wanted to break this right here, this zone right here, you see this candle right here that broke through that zone. That would also be another good spot that you could get in, and price continued on to the upside. Okay, so these are the kind of things that you're looking for as a price action trader. Okay, now what other things are we looking for? Well, let's just continue here. We see that price is clearly in an uptrend. What happened here? Price went from a trending phase to a ranging phase. Trending phase. Now it's really in this ranging phase right here, right? And we can see that price has kind of hit off these bottoms here a couple times, and so this would be considered a support area. Well, what do we see? We see a big momentum candle. That's great. This is a morning star that's coming up here, which is another candlestick pattern, which you can learn in that cheat sheet. You can download it in the link below, as well as you see this momentum coming off, and then price really tried to dip into this zone here with this long wicked candle. And what do you see happen? Price just flew right after that, right? Because price said, I want to come down there. Nope, I don't. And then it flew up, right? There you go. Now let's actually talk about the specific strategy that I was telling you. Here's a simple price action strategy that you can use in your trading. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up this chart here, and I'm going to just show you what I'm talking about. Now, this may look confusing to you. This is a price action trading indicator that we built. It's called the Bank Secret Indicator. You may have heard me talk about it before. You don't need to use this, but it's just going to make your life a lot easier. And basically, it's going to take price action trading patterns and strategies, and it's going to put it into an indicator, just make it easier for you to save you time is basically what it's doing. So let's take a look at this here for example. So we see that price is in a downtrend, right? We can see on the H1 it's down because it's red, H4, D1, all red. That means that it's in a downtrend. So we only want to be looking for sell trades in this scenario. We also see one thing that I like to look at is the sentiment indicator. In Forex, there's two market participants, or really in any market for the most part. There's the smart money and there's the herd, or the retail traders. And as we know, the herd is almost always wrong and the smart money is almost always right. And as you can see here, the herd is 78% long. So we want to be opposite, or we want to be contrarian or contra crowd. If we see that they're long, we want to be short. Okay, so again, confirmation, we want to be short. These zones here are support and resistance zones that are already painted on, so just makes your life a little bit easier. And then what do we want? Okay, we see price coming up to the zone, and then we're waiting for some momentum coming on downwards. Okay, so we can see here, price started coming on down. You can see that we had a couple of decent sized candles here, and you can get on down here. Now, one other thing that's cool about the Bank Secret Indicator is you can program this, or just basically input settings where you say, hey, I only want to trade with the trend. I only want to trade contra crowd, and I want to wait for, say, a bullish or a bearish engulfing candle, and it'll actually send you an alert straight to your phone. So it's really great. You can download this for free on our website. You can try it for 7 days and only pay if you feel like it's worth it. But again, you don't need to. Okay, so let's continue on here. We saw price break on down here to this side. Okay, let's take a look at this, for example. We see that this is clearly in an uptrend right here. We can see that price is in an uptrend. Look at all these blue bars on all these different time zones. We see that the herd is mostly short, so we obviously want to be long again. And we see that prices come down to this support area, basically has pulled back. So what are we looking for? We're looking for some sort of engulfing candle. We can see we got one right here. Now, if you had programmed the alerts or input the alerts, you would have got this push notification right to your phone. And then boom, what do we see? That price is continuing on up to the upside, which is really, really nice. Okay, which is exactly how we'd want it to play out. Okay, let's take a look again here. We can take a look. Basically, we see that price is in a downtrend, pretty clear. We can see that it's down on all time frames. We can see that the herd is 82% long. We want to be contrarian, and we see that we have this resistance zone up here, and essentially, basically what we want to do is wait for some sort of candlestick pattern to come off of this zone. We can see we got one right here. If you put in the inputs into the Bank Secret Indicator, it'll alert you right when this happened, and then boom, we see price fall down really, really nicely and really sharply. Okay, so that's essentially it. Now, what could you do? Okay, so there's one thing. We basically analyzed over 40 million retail trades, and we found out that there's one thing that profitable traders do, and it'll actually give you 300% higher likelihood of becoming a profitable trader if you simply do this one thing. Okay, I'm going to include a video right here, which is going to include basically what I'm talking about. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss any other helpful videos, as well as turn on the post notifications. But go ahead and watch this video right now. It's going to blow your mind, I promise you.